The World Cup winner did not talk about goals. He talked about grit, heart, and the refusal to quit. And for Alex Eala, it became one of the most unexpected moments of her career. Kylian Mbappé has scored in World Cup finals, shattered records across Europe, and carried the pressure of an entire nation on his shoulders. But when the French superstar arrived at Roland Garros, he was not there to watch the biggest champions on center court. Instead, he quietly made his way to court 14, a modest show court hidden away from the bright lights of Philippe Chatrier and Suzanne Lenglen. On May 26, 2026, at exactly 4:13 p.m. in Paris, the football icon sat courtside watching a 21-year-old from Manila fight through one of the toughest matches of her young career. Alex Eala had lost in the first round, but something about her performance captured the attention of one of the world's biggest athletes. The cameras caught Mbappé leaning forward during every rally, reacting to every fearless shot and every moment she refused to give up. He did not leave when the match ended. He stayed. He waited. And when he finally spoke to Alex Eala, the words he delivered instantly sent shockwaves through the tennis world because praise like this does not come often from a global superstar who understands pressure, sacrifice, and greatness better than almost anyone alive. A 21-year-old Filipina named Alex Eala was fighting for her life on court 14, and the atmosphere felt far bigger than the small stadium could contain. Philippine flags waved everywhere, not just a few scattered supporters, but an entire sea of red, white, and blue that transformed the modest grandstand into a roaring home crowd thousands of miles away from Manila. The chants of "Let's go Alex" echoed through the Paris air as Filipino fans poured every ounce of hope and pride into each point. Across the net stood Eva Jovic, the 17th seed and rising American star who had shared laughs and even brought Alex a birthday cake just days earlier. Off the court they were friends, but inside the lines they became fierce competitors. Early on, the scoreboard painted a brutal picture. Jovic stormed to a dominant 5-1 lead in the opening set, her powerful ground strokes and untouchable serve pushing Alex to the edge. But Eala refused to fold. She clawed her way back with 3 straight games, cutting the deficit to 5-4 and reigniting the crowd with every fearless rally. Still, the American steadied herself at the perfect moment, closing out the first set 6-4 before taking complete control of the second set 6-2. After 1 hour and 40 minutes, Alex Eala's French Open singles campaign had come to an end. The Philippine flags slowly lowered. The chants faded into silence. And then, in the front row of the small grandstand, a man wearing dark sunglasses quietly stood up from his seat. There had been no announcement, no massive security entrance, no cameras following his arrival. He had simply walked in unnoticed, found an empty seat among the fans, and watched every second of the battle. As people around him looked twice in disbelief, the realization slowly spread through the crowd. It was Kylian Mbappé. Phones immediately went into the air as whispers spread through the crowd. Is that him? No way, it's actually him. Kylian Mbappé did not wave to the fans or stop for attention. He did not pose for photos or acknowledge the growing commotion around him. Instead, the World Cup winner quietly walked toward the players' tunnel, his eyes fixed on the young Filipina who had just suffered a heartbreaking loss. In that moment, nobody inside Roland Garros understood what was about to happen. Beneath court 14, deep inside the players' area at exactly 6:02 p.m., a conversation was about to unfold that Alex Eala would remember for the rest of her life. The match was over. The crowd had mostly disappeared. The Philippine flags that had waved so proudly throughout the afternoon were now being folded carefully into bags as fans slowly made their way toward the exits. Inside the locker room, Alex sat silently on a bench with her head lowered into her hands, her racket bag resting beside her on the floor. Across from her sat her mother, Riza, equally quiet, her fingers tightly clasped together as the pain of defeat hung heavily in the room. "I could have done more," Alex whispered softly, barely able to look up. "You did everything, Anik," her mother replied. "It wasn't enough." "It was. It always is. They didn't come to see you win. They came to see you fight." Then came a sudden knock at the door. A tournament official leaned his head inside the room. "Miss Eala, there's someone here to see you. He says it's important." Alex looked up, confused and emotionally drained. Over the past few years, she had already crossed paths with celebrities, athletes, and global icons. She had met Francesco Totti, Andrea Bocelli, Valentino Rossi, Kim Kardashian, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, and Mark Zuckerberg. But at that moment she had no energy left for another handshake, another photo opportunity, or another famous face delivering empty words of encouragement after a painful defeat. "Tell them I'm not available." The tournament official hesitated for a moment before quietly replying, "It's Kylian Mbappé." The entire room froze. Alex Eala's eyes widened instantly while her mother's hand flew to her mouth in disbelief. Kylian Mbappé, the World Cup champion, the man who scored a legendary hat-trick in a World Cup final, the face of French football, was standing in the tunnel beneath Roland Garros waiting to see her. "I'll be right there," Alex finally whispered. She slowly stood up, fixed her hair with trembling hands, and walked toward the door, her legs suddenly feeling heavy as her heart pounded against her chest. She had absolutely no idea what to expect. The tunnel beneath Court 14 was dim and quiet, illuminated only by harsh fluorescent lights that made everything feel cold and surreal. Near the entrance stood Kylian Mbappé with his back turned, both hands tucked into the pockets of his dark jacket. When he heard her footsteps, he turned around. He was taller than she imagined, calm and composed, his face serious but his eyes unexpectedly warm. "Alex?" he said softly as he extended his hand. "Thank you for seeing me." Alex reached out nervously, her hand trembling as they shook. "Mr. Mbappé, I don't understand why you're here." He smiled gently. "Please, call me Kylian. And I'm here because I wanted to tell you something." He paused for a moment, carefully searching for the right words before continuing. "I've watched a lot of athletes compete. I've seen the best players in the world. I've shared locker rooms with legends. But I rarely see someone fight the way you fought today." Alex lowered her eyes, emotion tightening her throat. "But I lost, Kylian. I lost in the first round." Mbappé nodded slowly. "I know. And that's exactly why I wanted to meet you." Alex looked confused. "I don't understand." He stepped a little closer. "Because losing is easy. Anyone can lose. But not everyone can lose and still make the crowd rise to its feet. Not everyone can lose and still have thousands of flags waving proudly until the final point. Not everyone can lose and still become the story people cannot stop talking about." The tunnel fell silent as his words hit her harder than any victory speech ever could. "You have something that cannot be taught, Alex," he continued. "You make people believe. Not because you always win, but because of how you fight. Because of the passion, the chance, the love people feel when they watch you compete. That's rare. That's special. That's why I'm here." Tears filled Alex Eala's eyes as she struggled to respond. "I don't know what to say." Mbappé smiled softly and shook his head. "You don't have to say anything. Just keep fighting. Keep being yourself. The rest will take care of itself," Kylian Mbappé said softly before pausing for a moment, as if deciding whether to reveal something more personal. Then he looked directly at Alex Eala and added, "I've actually been following your journey for a while now. Not just the tennis. The Eala effect, people keep talking about. I've seen the videos from Rome, Madrid, and Dubai. I've seen the Philippine flags filling the stands, the chants echoing through the arenas, the way your people show up for you no matter what the scoreboard says. Honestly, it's extraordinary." Alex smiled faintly through the emotion building in her eyes. "They're not just my people, Kylian," she whispered. "They're my family." Mbappé nodded immediately. "I know. And that's exactly what makes you different." The conversation lasted only a few minutes, but the impact of those words would stay with Alex far longer than any match result ever could. Later that night, the entire world suddenly discovered what had happened beneath Court 14 when Kylian Mbappé posted a photo on Instagram. The image showed Alex Eala standing on court with her racket raised high while Philippine flags waved proudly behind her in the crowd. His caption stunned millions of people around the world. "She lost today, but she didn't lose like a loser. She lost like a champion. Respect. Laban, Alex." Within 24 hours, the post exploded past 12 million likes. Athletes, celebrities, tennis fans, and Filipinos across the globe flooded the comments section with messages of support and admiration. Sitting quietly in her hotel room, Alex scrolled through the reactions in disbelief before finally typing a simple response beneath the post. "Thank you for seeing me. Not the score, the fight. That means more than any victory. Laban." Screenshots of the exchange instantly spread across social media, turning the emotional interaction into one of the defining moments of the tournament. The French Open would continue without Alex Eala. New matches would be played. New champions would lift trophies. New headlines would dominate the sports world. But one image refused to disappear from people's minds: Kylian Mbappé standing in a dim tunnel beneath Roland Garros, telling a first-round loser that she was already a champion. Hours later, at exactly 12:47 a.m. on May 27, 2026, inside a quiet Paris hotel room, Alex Eala lay awake staring at the ceiling, her body exhausted from battle while her mind replayed every moment of the day. Then suddenly, her phone lit up with another notification, and in that instant, a defeated tennis player began to realize that sometimes losing can feel strangely similar to winning. Alex Eala replayed the match in her mind over and over again. Every missed break point, every volley that drifted into the net, every moment where she had been just 2 points away from forcing a third set before watching the opportunity disappear right in front of her. The pain of defeat refused to leave her alone. Her mother was asleep in the next room while her coaches had already returned to their own hotel, leaving Alex alone with her thoughts, the silence of the night, and the glow of her phone screen. Finally, she reached for it, expecting the usual flood of sympathetic messages and disappointing headlines. But the moment the screen lit up, everything changed. Her breathing stopped. Kylian Mbappé had posted a photo of her from court 14. In the image, Alex stood with her racket raised high,